A bad deadlift or a deadlift is not good for you when it's not. It's actually the number one thing to keep you healthy. That and squats. It's got a bad rap. It's another thing that society thinks that they go, is it low reps? I mean, is it high reps and lightweight? So there is no such thing as lightweight. So the system is going to get turned on with a good amount of weight. Like today, I was doing bent over rows and farm boy deadlifts with both 315. Does the sauna help me, or is it hurting me at the end of the night? Is the extra rotation work that I'm doing at night hurting me or helping me? All right, we had a great meet and greet in a sense with Kinji. My chiropractor came in today and trained with us. Had a great workout, but also it's just a good communication session in the sense of understanding the importance of training and working through the muscles for the body relative to old school form, I guess you would say. So we think back to 60s, 70s, and 80s, and some of the few guys that continue forward without injuries. So can we do weight training and not get injured? I noticed that a lot of people think you get to a certain age, like 30 or 35, and you've got to stop training heavy and go to high reps. Yeah. If you train heavy, you're going to hurt yourself.
I don't get that.
I don't get that because weightlifting is actual for the individual. Heavy weights for the rep range they're doing.
But I also feel like, me at least, wow, now when I get to 30, I'll have enough time to where I can lift heavy. Meaning I'm finally able to. That's the way I see it. Well, I've put in enough work. I have enough experience now. I'm able to lift heavy. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I understand. I'm saying that these guys probably think the difference.
Yeah.
And I think I notice another thing that society thinks that they go, is it low reps? I mean, is it high reps and lightweight? So there is no such thing as lightweight. So if we can eliminate that from this, at least this group, that would be great. And what I mean by lightweights is, obviously, if you're not strong, then it's the weight that you can do. And that's not light for you. It's still heavy weight for you individually. You just, yeah, you can do side laterals with 10 pounds. I get it. For me, maybe that's light, but for you, that's heavy. So you're doing 10 to 12 or 15 reps with that weight. Mm-hmm. And today with Kinji, we talked about his page is the Good Chiropractor. We talked about two aspects. We talked about understanding if you're going to power lift, or there's something that I see a lot in the Titan crew. I see guys deadlifting like they're in a powerlifting meet. And I try to teach them maybe we should deadlift suited for the individual. And that's what the check-ins are about. Check-ins, and if you guys don't know what check-ins are, so you don't just get my workout plans or my nutrition. You get me on top of that in the Titan crew, and we'll put a link up here for the Titan crew. But that way you can talk to me and say, hey, this is my check-in. I am doing deadlifts on this program. What do you think I should, or how do you think I should do those deadlifts? Should I do sumo, conventional, farm boy deadlifts? Should I do something else? And so those are some of the things that I would recommend that you use those things for. Instead of just the aspect of staying with the basic deadlifts. Because keep in mind, nervous system is going to get turned on with a good amount of weight. Like today, I was doing bent over rows and farm boy deadlifts with both 315. So I get it. If I'm doing bent over rows with 315, then why wouldn't you go up to 405 or 500 on deadlifts? Because it was the form I was using. So I was using a wide grip, snatch grip almost for the deadlifts and doing a rotation back. So again, I'm doing it for me, for how I wanted to do it today, and that did turn on the nervous system. So let's keep that in mind, and that's just for the Titan crew members, okay? For you guys to check in and make sure that we're doing your deadlifts correctly, because I do see some guys that are doing deadlifts a lot of the times. Well, Okay, harsh reality.
Yeah.
99% of the guys that are posting up videos of deadlifts in the Titan crew are doing basic powerlifting deadlifts, and they don't have the development of the body to be doing that.
What is that?
What that means is this. Most of them, now, relative to strength, most of the people that are in the Titan crew want to look good as well.
Yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there.
Right. I think the majority, which is kind of cool, is that I am majority. The individuals want to be strong, yes, 100%, but they want to look great. And so that's nice about my group is that it's a different than if you went to a powerlifting person. Most likely the majority go, I don't care what I look like. I don't care that I'm heavy or got a belly. I just want to lift a lot of weight. And that's not what's in the Titan crew. The Titan crew is, I want to be strong. I want to be a hybrid. I want to be both strong, in shape, and athletic. And so that's great. But let's make sure we're doing the exercises. And the only reason I'm talking about deadlifts today is because deadlifts is one of those exercises that gets the worst. Let me say this correctly. From the uneducated lifters, it gets the worst PR. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So it gets the worst amount of it's a bad deadlift. A bad deadlift or a deadlift is not good for you when it's not. It's actually the number one thing to keep you healthy. That and squats.
It's got a bad rap.
It's got a bad rap. And so again, that's from the individuals that you're going to find on YouTube that, you know, take advice from the other YouTubers. It's not a pretty thing. So let's make sure that we're doing this right and everything, and making sure we're lifting the correct way that we need to do. I had a Titan check-in the other day, my one-on-ones, and the guy is doing, I'm going to give you 4 exercises he's doing. He's doing leg extension, which is a quad development. He's doing leg press, which is obviously a full leg exercise. It's glutes, hamstrings, and quads. He's doing hack squats, which again, the way I do it, it depends on how I'm doing it. Am I working my quads? Am I working my glutes or hams and glutes? And then the 4th exercise was what? Oh, leg curls. The response back, this is going to shock most of you. The response back was, I'm getting stronger, I'm getting more muscle, but my butt is getting softer. But that's because I have no butt exercises. Now, this is a guy. This is not a female. If it was a female, I'd understand that maybe the education of health and fitness, she thinks the only way you can train a butt possibly is maybe walking lunges or some hip thrusts and stuff like that, which it's not. But hearing it from a guy, and the reason why I say a guy is because this guy's also an athlete. And so he knows that athletic ability comes from the hip area, the structure of that hip and glute area. So when you're doing a leg press, it really comes, that area of the body is getting worked. So to hear back that he's not doing that, and that's going to correlate into today's deadlift discussion, is that he's got 3 exercises for butt. And his mindset was he's doing nothing for butt.
You know, that's fucking.
So
that's what happens when everybody posts on social media, putting a hip circle around them, doing glute bridges, doing single leg raises, doing donkey kickbacks, and saying 3 must go to
butt exercises.
It's like, dude, they've conditioned a generation of snowflakes.
So I don't know if you guys heard that, but he's just talking about how society is conditioning you guys to think that to build a butt, you need the bands and the kickbacks and all that stuff. And nothing's going to be better than a good leg press and squats for a great butt development. This is going to form. So I want everybody really this next couple of weeks before the Titan check-in is to check your form. Let's really check our form and make sure we're doing the exercise best for your individual self. Not to put on social media that, hey, I'm strong and did 600 deadlift. Again, that to me is irrelevant. If it's 600 deadlift and you're getting ready for a powerlifting meet, I'm happy for you. But if you're moving through it and there's no back development and this things is not you've got a 600, but you don't look good. There's got to be a balance in those two. And I hope and I hope, again, this is going back to my Titan members, is that you guys are the ones that want this kind of information. So make sure that you apply this information. It's not enough for me to just tell you this. You guys got to go out and do that.
Good.
But it goes back to the thing I was saying about the guy when we were doing our back exercise, and I said, look at this guy, what he's doing. And he was doing the hammer machine turned sideways and pressing out. Okay, so here's an exercise you can do on a hammer machine. You sit down facing the machine, and it's a press like this, right? So a guy on the internet who is in shape and sliced turned sideways, and he pushed it like this. And so now, because he's in shape, it's a lot of the guys that do this kind of exercise and flex their lower back. A guy in shape doing an exercise for society today is misleading, because you're assuming that that exercise is what got him to that point, where he's just found an exercise that looks good for social media. And so he's going to film it and post it and go, hey, this is a great exercise. This is what I do. Well, it's not what you do. It's what you do today, but you didn't get there today. It was the work you did 4 years ago and what you did to get that development to where you could diet down and have some kind of chest. So that goes back to all the stuff that we're talking about. Make sure your form is correct. And there's reasons why there's compound movements and then there's isolation movements. There's reasons why you need to go at 70% up to 100 and then back down to 70. And then there's points of your nutrition, why your nutrition has to change periodically to make sure that metabolism keeps working and working and working and working, so we can keep getting better. Hopefully this was not too aggressive for you guys today. But again, my Titan crew members, and again, this is basically just for my Titan crew, I want you guys to be the very best you possibly can, so you can go out there and teach the world, take this knowledge and create something and be healthy. That's another thing. I just, like Jeffrey's saying, is that when people hit 30, 35 and they say, hey, I need to do lightweight, Jeffrey's saying he's finally at the point where he can move heavyweight at 30, because he understands the knowledge and the muscularity is there and his body's in a safe position. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. We'll go over this again in the Titan crew. I got no problem with that. The second thing I want to say is that we talked about is that I am in the second week of the Blitz. So we are kicking in the gear. And I also incorporated a couple different things into the Blitz to test on myself first before telling you guys this is a yes or a no. So we are testing these kind of things, and it's just simple things. Rotation exercises at the end of the night. It is the sauna incorporation, but not the sauna to drop water so much as to get rid of toxins. So we're doing all these things, but I'm also trying to waver out something. So when you diet and you start getting really beat down, which happens, when do you get to the point of you have nothing and now the diet is hurting your workouts because you're not really getting workouts in? So you kind of hit a plateau on effort. So your effort in the gym has dropped from 70% down to 40 because you got no energy for it. And so you're not going to really get better because now the diet's actually hurting you instead of helping you. So we're doing a lot of testing, and that's the same way I'm talking about the sauna. Does the sauna help me, or is it hurting me at the end of the night? Is the extra rotation work that I'm doing at night hurting me or helping me? And again, I'm not going to tell you that until after 4 weeks. Then we go into the last thing I want to talk about today, and that is I cannot care more about your health than you care for yourself about your health. Let me say that again. I cannot be the one caring about your health more than you care about your health. And the reason that is because if I'm here and I'm trying to go, hey, come on, stay on your diet. Come on, you got to do this. And you come back at me and you're like, I messed up. I had this engagement and then I took off on vacation. And so I've just kind of enjoyed myself. Well, I'm sitting here trying to spot you and help you, and you're dumping that whole weight on me. And so that's going to take the energy from me. And today, me and the chiropractor talked about that, is that you really do need to care about your health more than me.